Boa noite a todos. Welcome back to Tom Plays EU4 for absolute beginners. We're back with Portugal. We're just contemplating a war, although I'm probably going to wait for this spy network to bear some fruit first. I don't think we can actually use our navy for much, thinking about it. In fact, we barely even have a navy, so yeah. Definitely not going to be using our navy for much. What else do we need to worry about? Concerned about attackers coming down and trashing our colonies. Although I suppose at least it'd keep them busy. So that wouldn't cost us too much. At least Spain has a decent navy. Supply limit 28. Right, but I could have my army down in Abda, which has a supply limit of 36, so that can take our entire army. I'm just thinking in terms of going straight for Sus when we attack. Treaty successions. Nothing particularly exciting happening there. Still building ships over here. We could start exploring, I suppose. Just while the... why not? Just while the spy network is building away. Might just tentatively start heading out west. Might even want to colonise another island, actually. Once we've finished with a colony over here. Much as I do want to start on South America. Okay, fair enough. I was thinking if we could discover Hawaii or something. Still umming and ahhing about the war, unfortunately. Wondering if it might be time to even have a look at mercenaries. Oh, brilliant. Which colony is this? Ah! Okay. Right, well that changes everything, potentially. Right, I think it might be finally time to pull a colony out of Africa. Colonist, rather. So the question is, how are we going to do this? Because I need to get an army to wherever I start colonising next. Now, I was thinking about doing the extreme south, because we do seem to have quite a bit of competition down there. Spain's making a go at it. Of course, they're also making a go over here, and it would at least be easier to get someone there. Still not easy though, I have to say. They're rather lacking when it comes to any kind of ships. Right, okay, so our first move should probably be to build some transports. So we're going to take this army across to wherever our colony is going to be. So let's build 6 transport ships to start with. I was thinking about it, much as I'd like to leave an army here for, you know, uprisings and such like. I'm not sure we can afford to. Should have made that a call first. Yeah, this is the sort of thing that worries me. Never mind, hopefully with the Reformation, the Counter-Reformation in full swing, we will succeed in overcoming that. Right, well it might be faster even to get to the south, I suppose. Basically what we want is a 10 province nation in every location. And the thing that concerns me up here is that we've got multiple people converging on Florida. Whereas down here it's literally just Spain, and there are a lot of provinces down here that in theory we could colonise. So it might actually be wiser to go with Florida first. Maybe here? considering holding off on Australia at least briefly to try and get these colonies up and running. But before anything else, we do need our ships, ideally. Okay, so where are we up to? 556. Not very close, are we? Let's just speed up. Okay, got an air, which is good. We're no longer on the list. Ooh, France. Only 20 years old though. None of those are really an option because the kings are just too young. Or queens, one of the two. Should be a stable government. Don't really want to lose the prestige, so I'm going to put up with losing the administrative power. And we've got a new cardinal, which is always a good thing for a Catholic nation. Lost our conquistador, which is actually good news, because we might have a chance of gaining someone better. So let's do a general this time, because the general will often have better stats than a conquistador because they lack their special ability. And still terrible. Right, that's a bit unfortunate. Okay, what's happening there? What have we got? We've caught one of their spies, we've lost an advisor, that's fine. Another colony has become self-sustaining, which is great, so we'll just move along the coast. The idea being to lock anyone else off from colonising up here. Shame we didn't manage it in South Africa quite. Actually, is there a colony here? There is a colony here. So actually we should be doing this one next, because we don't want them moving inland. Didn't think of that, did I? Before we build boats and move our army, I think I'm going to have to recall the colonists from North America, unless this colony is on the verge of finishing, which it isn't. Problem. But we've already started. Okay, can we afford to have 4 colonies going at once? Maybe we actually can. We don't have the army to cope with it. But, we might get away. Oh, right, great. Well, that colony's probably doomed anyway now. I can't get an army there in time. So, I'm not going to worry about it. Ironically, we've just finished building our ships. Oh yeah, we do want to call Comores. And we want to convert them as well. That's fine. So our new army person needs to be someone who will actually help us in battle. So discipline would be good. This may end up costing us too much once we have another colony going. On the other hand, this colony may be destroyed. Lost an explorer. Okay, let's see what's going to happen. They control the province. Right, let's abandon the colony. Just because I'm not going to be able to afford it. I do feel a bit bad about it, but yeah. Never mind. We will re-establish it once we've finished this last colony in Africa. And at least we'll be ready to move the army then. With all the boats in place. Okay, brilliant. How are we doing? Still moving oh so slowly. Finished improving. So short of making an actual alliance with them, I'm not that keen to do. Okay, so spend money to gain more population. Definitely going to go for that one. More colonising we can do, the better. Suddenly started losing money. Not very much though. Okay, so if we were to attack Marrakesh now, how would it look? No better. Hasn't helped in the slightest. Yeah, it's mostly distant war that's stopping people joining in. See, we could make an alliance with Tafalit. Problem is, if we do manage to vassalise these people, we're going to have maxed out our diplomatic relations, so probably not worth it really. Assuming we still have no chance whatsoever of vassalising these guys, yep, the border friction is still just about enough to stop it from happening. Okay, I think we might just be looking at claiming just the one province and then we'll probably get to it. Just need to seriously think about mercenaries maybe. Okay, another conversion, that's good. Ideas, so we've got another idea, yearly army tradition. That is good. Hoping that will help us produce better generals, and in theory we do have a spare slot if we want to try for another general now. Peace, definitely good. Okay, we've got another lose prestige or lose power, so I'm going to lose power again, even though it's annoying. Ready to fabricate a claim. Okay, what have we got? Evangelical mission. Excellent. Not sure we need it, but we've got it. Okay, so if we'd make a claim on Agadir. That's an interesting one actually. Oh no, they've still got exactly the same allies. Annoying. I was hoping we might be able to attack Marrakesh because they came in on Sisi's side, but not happening. Right, okay, so mercenaries, let's at least have a look at them, because I don't think I've covered them at all. So this is land units in this case, and we're looking at this second tab, recruit mercenaries. So as of this patch, we actually gain them as mercenary companies of various costs. We basically can't afford anything, and we're going to lose even more money once the war starts, so we're just going to be hemorrhaging money even without mercenaries, so it's not looking promising. Oh, good grief. Oh, lose the loyalty. Yes, it's going to harm our manpower, which is something we really could do without. But I'm not happy about losing tax either, and I'm not happy about turning a blind eye. So these are all companies that we could in theory hire. It's just how long we could afford any of them for. I think on the whole I might wait until we need them, because our money is already so bad that, yeah, it's not ideal, is it? Okay, let's go back to political. I don't know what pulled us out of it. Right. So I might as well stop building that spy network. And we're just going to go for it, I suppose. Ask Spain to join in and hope for the best. They possibly just spent a bit too much on our advisors. So I suppose the question is, to what extent the Mamluks are going to get involved, how terrible Tunis is going to be. They're still only on technology 11. So hopefully Spain and we should be able to romp all over them in theory with our armies. I'm basically attacking down here first because I'm hoping to get Seuss and Tefalik to pull out of a war very quickly. To at least speed up a little. Oh, these are trade ships. Fair enough. Okay, so I'm also going to do this one, Proclaim Holy War, which should help our manpower to recover effectively. Okay, it looks like Spain is actually doing something, which is a relief, because I was starting to get a little worried. So hopefully they're going to come down and deal with everyone for us. Happy to come up and help in theory. I just I'm really hoping we can take this castle and get Seuss to pull out and ideally give us a province while they're at it. Okay, well that's good because it looks like Spain is heading into Tunis. So if nothing else, they're at least taking on the biggest threats. Oh, Caribus has landed in Portuguese Brazil. Right, brilliant. I was kind of hoping for that as well. So this is the other advantage we have, is that our colonial nations not only fight on our side in their areas, they're also generally quite good in terms of ships and things. So you will often find them coming over to wherever you are in the world and helping in your wars, which is fantastic. I just hope we're actually able to achieve something. Right, we lose prestige or we lose stability. Honestly, I would rather lose the prestige than the stability. Even though it's terrible as a Catholic nation. Apart from anything else, he's helping us build prestige. It has made the Pope think worse of us, so I'm thinking let's improve relations with the Pope. We have another self-sustaining colony now, which is great. Right, I'm not really in a position to go anywhere though, am I? So it might be worth just making another one, maybe? Bit of a potential problem. Slow it down while I'm thinking about it. Right, what have we got? Okay, we've got a big war going on up there, which we really ought to be helping with, but then this castle is on its way to falling. So I'm just going to have to hope that they can all hold their own. Right, we absolutely need another colony. Do you have the option of pulling another conquistador? Who once again is rubbish. But yeah, okay. So let's head there. We'll build a colony there, we'll send a conquistador down. hopefully they will get there in time to defend it, and we'll start on South America. Right, in theory this castle should be falling any second, so that should help at least. Spain seems to have a huge army, although I suspect some of those are our vassals as well, our colonial nations, but that's fine, that's definitely not a problem. Actually feeling more hopeful than I was when we started this. Come on, 78% chance of surrender, hurry up. Hurry up and fall, you silly castle. Not feeling like we're being particularly lucky here. Oh, amazingly, it actually sounds like we're making money again, which is astonishing. Yep, looks like we've got the navy out as well, although Caribus is helping a little, and Portuguese Brazil, so that's good. So they start on to follow, which is good, in which case we might go straight for Marrakesh. Finally! Good grief. Right, can I get you to pull out? In theory, yes, but I can't get you to give us Agadir, which does rather take away some of the interest. Not saying I won't do it, but apparently that castle has to fall first before they'll pull out. Which is fine, but I want to get Marrakesh because I want to be the one with claims on it if possible. And we were planning to vassalise them anyway, but at least if I take the castle. Oh right, Spain's come down here as well. Okay, fair enough. On the plus side, we might get some of Spain's colonies joining in, if we're very lucky. Right, let us... Ooh, okay. Unite the colonies or gain base tax. I think unite them. Want them as quickly as possible. Right, I'm just going to pull... Oh, okay, looks like one of our colonial nations is already going for that one. Yeah, that's fine then. We'll keep our full army on this castle. I think our colonial nation's taking it will be as if we'd taken it, so... That should be fine, great, so this corner of the world is sorted, they're working on Sousse, we can probably get to Fellet to pull out now at least. Cool. So it does affect our war score a bit, I think that's probably gone down. But at the same time, it also reduces the enemy armies a little. Like we really need to get up there. But then again, Spain can probably take on quite a few things as well. I see our colonial nation has managed to vanish. It's like, gee, helpful. Right, come on, let's take this land. So right, Sousse is also a bit fed up, which is good. Marrakesh is fed up, which is also good. The others aren't fed up at all. Are you willing? Seuss will do Agadir to Portugal. Brilliant. So we take Agadir, and that frees all of Spain's armies up to hopefully start fighting. Make that into a core. Okay, some fighting going on. I'm dearly hoping Spain is going to win. I'm wondering when on earth we're going to take this land here. Okay, great. I don't think we can get there. I mean, we can, but not easily. Let's just focus on the castle again. Okay. Yeah, I think this is all going better than I feared. I think it's probably ultimately down to the technology difference. Is where the whole institutions thing comes in. Oh yeah, make them into a court as well. Send the missionary if we can. Great, I want these armies united. We have won. We have won the siege of Marrakesh. Wonderful. Oh yeah, so that was one of the Seuss armies which has now retreated. They are no longer involved. They don't care about this war anymore. So I'm just going to take this last piece of land from Marrakesh, and then I'm going to be joining Spain up here and seeing if we can put an end to it. So we're not very interested in conquering any of Tunis, and certainly not any of the. In fact, we can make any kind of separate piece of them, but we won't be able to because they haven't suffered at all in the war. So I don't think they really care. Right, we do have an option for a galleass. However, I do wonder if we'd be better off waiting till we've got the institution. Can gain a stability. I think we should go for the stability. Stability tends to be invaluable. Could in theory raise war taxes. Because this button here just says when you're at war, raise war taxes, but at the same time, we're doing quite well now. So it doesn't seem to be much need. Okay, brilliant. Right, so we've got that. So let's go and retake Melilla. And then we can start helping out in the war against Tunis. Get our hands dirty. Puerto de Seato. Okay, where is our army? Here. It's still on the way. I'm just making sure they haven't got stopped somewhere. But no, looks like we're fine, so that's good. Got some diplomats doing nothing. I'm going to need to keep hold of one just to make peace when appropriate. So I suppose my obvious next step would be to take this castle here. Might hopefully restrict their ability to enter these lands. We should keep an eye out for any options to actually make peace. No, we need to actually I think we need to make them a vassal. But yeah, I don't think we're anywhere near to there yet. Portuguese vassal. Yeah. We have a long way to go before we can make them a vassal. Okay, this is good. It looks like they tried to sneak around through Morocco. And Spain has caught them and is going to make them regret that move. So I'm just going to slow down a little because I want to have a look at our institution spread, which is good, to be fair. But it could be better. So let's, I mean, we could do is starting to spread it down here ideally. So let's maybe go for this place here. Bigger. Right, so all this excess diplomatic power we've got, let's try pushing that into the printing press. I'm going to stick some admin power in there as well. What we're not going to use is military power, because we're doing ideas. There we go. So that's now present. Reduced our power considerably. But that should be spreading faster into these areas now. It's also spreading into Spain, which means it'll start spreading further down here. I might do the Algarve next, see if we can jump this coastline and get our African holdings. Okay. Speed up a bit more again. Alright. They're coming to attack us with vastly insufficient people. I'm not sure what they're thinking there. Not complaining. I think Spain's coming to help. Yeah, I think winning a battle will increase our war score slightly. So if you remember, that's a little percentage here. So we just need that to get high enough, and then we can turn Marrakesh into a vassal, which will fulfill our commitment to our nobles. If Tunis does go low at any point, we might be able to sue for peace. Happy with a white peace where Tunis is concerned. Not that I'd complain if I could get this land, but it wasn't the point of the war. I think a bit better of Spain after this. They've been very good allies here. Alright, so because this piece of land borders Portugal, it counts as a Portuguese occupation even though Spain has occupied it. Which is good. Maybe I will be able to take some land. Right, I don't want to lose army tradition. So I'm going to stick up for them. And to be fair, we won't be doing any military technology for a while, so we may not even suffer for it. But yeah, we're going to stick up for the old archers. Sounds like we're losing money again. Right. I see. Escaping. Any chance you guys are willing to be a vassal yet? Not a chance. Just a bit concerned they might try and free those lands. In fact, to be honest, I probably shouldn't be wasting time over there. I should probably be going straight for the castles. Bit of a concern that the Mamluks are making their way over. I suppose what we could try and do, to be fair, is head them off. It's a little risky, but it did look like we had the numbers at least. Yeah, we're going to have problems if we can't get Tunis to pull out. Oh, we can! There we go. Tunis has pulled out just as they were about to start liberating Marrakesh. Brilliant. There we go. No more help from Tunis. So I can just spot Marrakesh's, not Marrakesh, the Mamluks' army. Tell you what, forget it, let's just go attack the Mamluks. Lower Limpopo, right, brilliant. So this is, I think, the final African holding, and it looks like Castile wasn't as in our way as I thought. We can still attack, which is great. So I think it's time we who's this? Portuguese Brazil? Can't remember if I've taxed them before or not. I think it's high time we started on North America, because England has just taken the tip of Florida, which I would have liked to have had. So I'm just going to assume that no one else is in a position to reach. Let's go there so I don't have to keep an eye on it. It's like a friendly port. So that definitely worked. It has. All of our army is gone. Need to make a court there. Want to convert them as well. Hopefully we won't get any uprisings while we don't have an army present. Okay, brilliant. Any chance you guys are willing to be vassalised yet? No, still no. So I'm going to have to attack the Mamluks. Right, well I think I might as well speed things up. Want to keep an eye on things obviously, but mostly I've just got a single army heading over to the Mamluks. Not a lot I can do really. I'll either survive or I won't. Is our manpower going down? It probably is. I've got a little skull. We're losing. Losing manpower as we go. So in theory the Holy War blessing that we took from the Pope should help with that. Should help us to recover manpower. Oh, should have that in as well. But it's obviously not quite enough to counteract the fact that we're travelling for miles in a foreign land. I'm hoping that if we just take one castle, the Mamluks will decide it's not worth it. I mean, certainly when I've been Defender of the Faith, it's been a bit like... Are we exiled? We're exiled. Right, I missed that. So that basically means that we can't fight any battles, which is really annoying because it means we're going to have to go all the way back, although it looks like we've got some Mamluk armies here anyway. And I think this becomes more likely the longer the war goes on. So I'm going to actually speed things up. Hope that Spain's going to help. Have we got another plague? Well, we've got quite a bit of money, so let's spend every effort. I haven't really been thinking about money much. Right. Well now, here's a problem. Hoping Spain's going to pitch in, or even do all the work for me. Yes, please don't flash an alert right on top of this very important battle. I think Spain's actually won, thank goodness. Right, is there any chance that that defeat has caused the Mamluks to want to pull out? No. Not at all. They're still quite eager for war. So, in effect, I've got to bring my army back into my own lands. So that... Okay, got a regency now, so no more wars for a bit, which is good. Don't really want any. So once we hit our own lands, we should be no longer exiled. This should disappear, and we should be able to turn right around. No, that's from Marrakesh. I mean, we can look at it. But no, we need them to be a vassal. Oh, of course, we've lost our king, haven't we? Right, so let's turn right around and head back to this castle. So we're no longer exiled. Spain, royal marriage. And I think Brittany will be the other one. No, we've still got a royal marriage with Brittany. Well, let's improve our ties with them. And with the Commonwealth, seeing as we have the diplomats to do it. Okay, Mamluks, are you still keen? You're still keen. Amazing. Okay, we'll just keep on hammering at you then, I suppose. Clearly they take the defender of the faith quite seriously. I mean, to be fair to them, they do have a point. We are likely to try to convert them to Catholicism once we take over. Oh, actually, will we? I mean, they're a vassal, although we'll probably integrate them eventually. So, fair enough. I think we actually won that, amazingly. Oh, wonderful. I could definitely do with some boosts at the moment. But yeah, I think it looked to me like we were going to lose, but it looks like we won, and it looks like we're winning this one as well. So, being quite lucky really. Let's repay the loan. It's always a good thing. Is there any chance if I can just slow things down a little so I can actually do stuff? No, they are still not willing to make peace of any kind. Spain sorted them out over there. Our people are starting to cry out for peace. Well, that's fine, but the Mamluks won't make peace, will they? So we're now actually doing the castle. Oh right, we've got a 100% war score. Yeah, I'm not paying attention. That's why they're crying out for peace. So hopefully... That's interesting. You still don't get the vassal as suggested, even though that's the whole point of the war. Portuguese vassal. And can we... Can we have some money as well? How much money you've actually got? I suspect not very much, but... So they become a vassal of Portugal. There we go. And that fulfills that estate agenda. Bringing loyalty back up. There we go. They are our new vassal. We need to move ourselves back to this castle. We urgently need to... Okay, apparently we need to move ourselves further back than just the castle. We need to go and sort out the Susian separatists. As I was gonna say, we urgently need to improve relations with Marrakesh, because they're our vassal, but they won't be very happy about it. And we also need to select a new rival. So we've got Tunis as a rival. Well, our only realistic option is probably Great Britain. Let's go for them. Apparently we could have a third rival, so we could pick France. You're a conquistador, aren't you? I don't mind going for White Florida, but let's uncover a bit of area as well. Can make that a state, but I don't want to core it. No. Palatinate has disputed succession. Well, I might consider that if we weren't now full in terms of diplomatic relations. But we are. We've got 5 out of 5 finally. So Marrakesh absolutely hates us if we look at our subject thing. And they have a fairly strong liberty desire, although it's not enormous. So let's start improving relations with them. I'm going to try and make things right with Marrakesh. Get them used to being under the Portuguese heel. hoping Spain's actually decided very kindly to take out these separatist for us. I think they have. Spain is really being a good ally today. Okay, brilliant. Let's okay, so we've uncovered this area, which is good, but we're going to do Florida Blanca first. I might start moving north then because we don't want Spain to trap us in one area. We want to be able to get 10 provinces, if at all possible. And we should also check on this colony. Yep. Need to move the army over here. Gale. At least we probably won't need the ships after that. So yeah, the objective basically from my point of view is to get 10 province colonial nations in both of these locations. I don't know if we'll be able to get any more in North America. There may be areas up the west coast, but I also want to get Australia. So may go for that next once we've got one of these to at least 5. And of course Panama isn't at 10 yet. I'm counting on them to do their own colonising, but I think they are well on the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so as soon as they finish their current colonies, they will be done. Brazil will hopefully keep colonising. Not much sign of it, I have to say, but could always subsidise them a bit more. We do have the diplomats, so we could consider it. But yeah, most of the actual missions are going to be up here. I just want to get our colonial nations well set off before we do. So having taken the important I'll probably just stay put, not move, safe in the knowledge that no one can colonise these areas because we're blocking them off. I suppose we could colonise this area. So yeah, we are going to need our ships back down here for wherever this army goes next. And we can move inland, I think. Oh no, we can't, not without conquering. So there's nowhere for this army to go. There are places here that we could colonise, but at the same time I don't think we've got any competition for those, so we might be better off heading east and so maybe ships there to be ready. That's fine. And maybe taking some of the islands if we can, places like this. Let's see how close we can get to India if we have a conquistador handy. Okay, so the African one, when it finishes, will head east. These two are going to work on building good colonial nations in North and South America respectively. Panama will hopefully look after itself. Portuguese, Colombia, I should say. But we will subsidise them should they need it. Are we subsidising Brazil? We are not. Subsidise them a little. I'm going to do, and I don't see much point in subsidising Caribas. Well, I don't know, because they do have some competition from Norway, so maybe it wouldn't hurt. I do want to improve relations with them as well. I mean, subsidising does do that, but not as much. So our next move, I think, well, we've got too many military, like generals at the moment. We do need an explorer, and we need to start exploring the Pacific, because we are going to want to discover Australia and get it colonised before anyone else does. Australia and New Zealand, I should say. Unfortunately, are treated as one colonial nation. And this, right, so that's pretty good. I was quite worried about that particular war. I think in the end it was the technology again. Tunis has belatedly hit military level 12. But we in Spain were already on 13, so I think that really helped us. And thankfully Marrakesh gave in, so we've now got a new vassal who will in theory help us in any of our wars, especially around here. So we could probably start eyeing up Sousse and Tafalik potentially, or even Morocco, depending what allies they have. Obviously we're not going to do that for a while. We still primarily a colonial nation, and we can always think about some of the nations in Africa. But yeah, that's not a bad thing. It's always good to have a vassal, and we can later integrate them in theory. So that's actually gone really well. We're also building up the military ideas a little, so we'll hopefully be able to build these up without falling too far behind any potential enemies, and then we can get back to building our military technology. What we need to do now, if possible, which isn't going to be possible as long as we're hemorrhaging money, is work towards embracing the printing press, because the cost will gradually be coming down. It's spreading across Spain now, which is good because that will help us as well, because it will spread across our borders. But I think the Algarve will get it first, and I'm hoping it might even spread down here once the Algarve has it. In fact, I might even force that. And now, just while I'm here, Algarve. So I want to mainly do diplomatic. Printing press. Let's. How far up can we get? Not far enough, so I'm going to do some admin as well. No military because we're doing ideas for military. There we go. Okay, present in the Algarve. Yes, so it's now spreading across the coast into these provinces. I'm not convinced they will get it before we embrace it, because I don't think they're very developed. But at the same time, it means we've developed Algarve, and it brings the cost down a little further, and hopefully, sooner or later, our money will match this and we can embrace it, which will be good. But in the meantime, if we have problems with money, it doesn't hurt that it's spreading here. Okay, brilliant. So, fairly successful, I think. Definitely need to think about wars in the future. There are quite a few of our colonial nations that would benefit from us declaring war as well. I'll take some of these nations and improve the size. We are going to need armies and ships over here. So I'm thinking transports. So let's just start building at least 6 transports. And then we'll possibly look at the army. We do need to build up the navy in any case. We're way behind, and I think we've got a mission to get to 100% naval force limit. But nonetheless, we'll leave that for next time. So yeah, brilliant. Just rebuild the army now. We're on 0 manpower, so got quite a bit of rebuilding to do. Unfortunately, that papal blessing runs out once you're out of war. So it was a bit limited, but I still think it was worth doing right at the start of what was a decent sized war. You actually could probably head back to the castle. Thanks to Spain putting down that rebellion. And great, looking good. So we will leave it there, and I will see you next time.